The history of a grand empire that completely reshaped the world map began on this very island. In the 16th century, during the Tudor dynasty, England was not yet the maritime superpower that would rule the world. However, with the ascension of Queen Elizabeth I to the throne, the destiny of the realm changed fundamentally. In 1588, the Spanish fleet known as the Invincible Armada launched an attack on the British shores. Through fierce naval battles and merciless storms, the English fleet achieved a historic victory. This victory opened the gateway to the oceans for England. Courageous navigators like Sir Francis Drake began charting a new world map. In the year 1600, the East India Company was established. Sailors and merchants set sail toward the Americas and Asia. Thus, the very foundations of the empire, on which the sun never sets, were laid. By the second half of the 17th century, the British Royal Navy had become the true master of the oceans. English soldiers in iconic red coats and formidable fortresses rose from the Caribbean to the coasts of India. The trade in Caribbean sugar, Indian silk, and exotic spices continuously filled the imperial treasury. In 1707, the historic Act of Union officially gave the kingdom the name Great Britain. Victories in the 7 Years' War and at the Battle of Quebec expanded the realm even further. Captain James Cook's voyages across the Pacific and the landing in Australia pushed the empire's boundaries to new horizons. In the second half of the 18th century, the Industrial Revolution transformed Britain into the workshop of the world. James Watt steam engine, bustling factories, coal mines, and rapidly expanding railways fundamentally revolutionized the nation's economy. From cities like Manchester and Liverpool, industrial goods and heavy machinery flowed across the globe. At the battles of Trafalgar and Waterloo, the British military defeated Napoleon's empire and redrew the map of Europe. In 1838, with the coronation of young Queen Victoria, the peak of the empire known as the Victorian era began. The Great Exhibition of 1851 demonstrated Britain's scientific and technological superiority to the entire world. India became the crown jewel of the empire, and Victoria was proclaimed Empress of India. The acquisition of the Suez Canal and extensive campaigns across Africa expanded the empire's borders to unprecedented lengths. However, with the passing of Queen Victoria in 1901, a truly grand era came to an end. At the dawn of the 20th century, dark war clouds gathered over Europe. World War I, which broke out in 1914, brought catastrophic human and financial losses to the empire. Brutal fighting at the Battle of the Somme, post-war crisis, independence movements led by Mahatma Gandhi in India, and the Irish War of Independence in 1920 signaled the very first cracks in the imperial structure.